Hey, Harold. Hey, Harold. Better turn that down. It's gonna feedback. There. This is my first time trying this in my new hobby room here in the house, so we'll see how this goes. My first time trying this in I moved this truggy in here. This is my Losi 8T. I noticed that the one-way bearing must have got gooey sitting, but it didn't want to grab anymore. So I figured, I knew I had to fix it, so I figured might as well do that today. Yeah, I moved all my RC cars into my hobby room in the house, away from all the bodywork fumes and shit out in the garage. So now I just take them out there when I'm going to run them and whatnot. But other than that, this is my new space for working on them, nice and warm, and everything stays clean and dry and dust free. Hey, Bob. But yeah, so like I said, when I moved them all in here, I re-oiled every engine and everything, and kind of got them all ready for the winter, and which ones I'm going to run and whatnot. And then this one I just grabbed the pull cord and pulled on it, and she decided that doesn't want to grab anymore. So now I'm gonna have to kind of have a look and see what's up with that. Like I said, this will be an interesting. I've never done much work to my RCs in here, other than major like complete builds off for buggies and whatnot. So this will be interesting for sure. And this truggy in particular, I've never had the engine out of it because it barely has any fuel in it through it, other than enough to break it in. So yeah. I wonder if I can get the engine out without pulling the engine mount and having to redo my mesh. This is one that has like half metric screws and half standard screws. I think these engine mount screws will be standard by the looks of it. Yep, standard. Nice thing is I have everything in a nice drawer here now for tools. Everything's nicely organized. They're the world's tiniest washers on these. bolts. Mm-hmm. Well, here, I should open this up, probably a lot more light. Yeah, that's better. There. Pull that on. It should come out of there. I've always wanted to take one of these Losi Truggies, these RTRs, and stick something better in it than the Dynamite. Not to say that the Dynamite 28 is a bad engine, because it's not. It's pretty good, really. There. Ooh, that zip tie was broke. Look at that. It's down here. Now, I wonder, I bet you the engine screws are metric, which they are. I was actually going to thought about going back down to the golf course and running another RC down there later today, because it's actually quite a nice day here right now. It's 10 degrees, not snowing, not raining, which is kind of rare for here. It's super rare to not have had snow here this time of year, where we are. It's pretty clean. I'm surprised. Looks pretty good, really. Hey, Nigel Pimp. I need to go get a little container to clean this one way. It looks really good. I'm really surprised it wasn't grabbing. It's a little different doing stuff in the house. You got to be careful what you spray around. Make the whole house smell like brake clean. Yeah, a little bit of shit come out of there. like I said, this one hardly has any hours on it, so I was quite surprised that this one way would slip. Um, it only has, I don't know, just enough tanks to break it in, so it's probably only got maybe a quart through it total. So well, it grips good now. Hey Ra, welcome to my new hobby room. Should be good going forward. This will be my winter home because I wanted to take all the RCs out of the garage because they were getting really dusty and dirty and gross from all the other work that I was doing. So I'm just gonna ditch my sweater there. Yeah, so this will be, I don't know whether I leave everything in here or not is a difference yet to be determined, but the for now this is the best, safest place for them for the winter. Not to say that my shop's not warm, it's just that I was doing so much body work and stuff that it was going to get, they were getting pretty gross. Hey, all aspects. I'm glad people are funneling in. I haven't done a live for a little while, so I wasn't sure if anybody would even notice today that I was on or not. So I just was like, I had to fix this one, so I figured I'd come in. Hey, Lancastershire lad. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Welcome. There, that's good now. Of course, all my zip ties are out in the shop. Forgot to bring them in yet, so I'll put a zip tie on that later. But that turns over good now. Let's stick that back in here now. Put that over there. Oh, just turn that around. You can actually see what I'm doing. That up there. These, like I said, I love these truggies, but I hate the fact that they're a super mixed bag of lunch for fasteners. Some of it is, some of it's metric, some of it's standard, some of it's, you know, like, and then you got Phillips mixed in there, and then you got all kinds of other shit mixed in there, so it's just a pain in the ass. I find if you can pull the engine out without taking the engine mount out, it sure is quick, because then you don't have to reset your mesh, which is kind of nice. Right on, Pimp. I seen you posted a few videos this morning. I was going to watch them this evening. Stand on this thing. I don't know why I'm just working around the stand. There. There. That worked out pretty quick. Check that and make sure that's good. Sounds good. Check see if the radio gear works. Sounds a little slow. That'll need to be charged. Should be good to go, except for needing that zip tie. Pull this cover off. Might as well stick this battery on charge while I'm here. See? And then this is standard. This is metric with a battery lid. But then the engine mount screws are standard, and these are metric. So that's the worst thing with this Truggy, and the most universal complaint that I hear about this thing. Throw this on charge. Don't think I want to give it the 4 amp gusto, just a 2 amp. And we'll let that charge. I always take these extra 2 screws out, and I don't need to take them out. I always forget about that. So I will say, I'll throw it out there if any of, there's not that many of us on here right now, but if there's anybody out there that has a Hyper 9 and is looking to trade for anything, let me know, because I'm looking for one, and would be interested in trading something for one. I'll leave that battery charged for now. They're fairly tough to find, Hyper 9. I seem to be able to come across lots of other ones, but not so much the 9s. The SST and everything else I can get, but the 9 is tough. Do you have one, Pim? It's the one with the engine that sits on a weird angle. Like, so instead of sitting like this, it sits kind of off on a kilter. And if there's something you're looking for, you let me know. I got lots as well, so maybe we can figure out what each other needs or wants. Do some trading. We get to pull that pull start back up through that hole. It's the only thing I don't like about this trophy is you can't, if you don't pull the pull start up through before you put the body on, you can't grab it after. Same as this fuel thing. Yeah. There. I'm just going to put these clips in and then put this off to the side while that battery charges. Nice, Lancaster. I didn't know if Joe would pop in today or not. I texted him early today, but I didn't get any reply from him, so he must be busy. Hopefully he's out running some RCs too. Man, they got so dirty when I started that body work on that golf cart. I'm glad that's part of the reason I took them out of there. Put that one down there for now. Now, I got another one that I had problems with the other day. I went to go do some running. This is my DB8 buggy with the STS in it. And I made one run down the field and then decided that it didn't want to go anymore. So I'm pretty sure the battery's dead, but it needs to be charged. So we're gonna get it out. And I can't remember what battery's in it for the life of me. If I put a LiPo in here, or if it's just a regular battery or whatever. I don't even remember the last time I had the battery out of this thing, to be honest with you. Pretty sure it's a LiPo in here, I think. Fired up and ran fine. But, and then, like I said, I made one run down the field, the failsafe kicked in, we come to a complete stop and lost all my steering. So then I moved on to my, it is a LiPo. Yeah, unlike a lot of guys, I got 58 RCs and each one of them has a battery in them. So they're, it gets a little confusing on what one has what battery in it. There, put that in there. Push that back there. LiPo bag. That's what that is. It's my servo tester. You guys, I don't know what chargers you use, but I like this one here. It's the SkyRC S65. It's nice because you can program all your different batteries in there. It's got all the different plugs for everything through. I don't recommend accidentally leaning it up against your soldering iron like I did, but hey, you do you. Yeah. Negative is on that side. The plugs in there. I can never remember which way that plugs in. Let's put it this way. Obviously, I'm going on the wrong plug. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Jesus, Jake. Been a while since I used this thing. All my different cables. On that side. Amp, 7.4 volts. Enter. There. Yeah, it was dead. 5.6 volts. Okay, now the nice thing is you can feed this all back into the then you can feed all this back into the LiPo bag to be safe, just in case. Then if anything happens, I'm safe. There. And then I didn't even check. I was so mad at this thing the other day when I put it away. Oh, I did put it at the bottom. It's good. This STS engine actually is pretty good. Joey sent it to me from England, and it's actually been a really great engine. It was super easy to break in. It wasn't ridiculously expensive, and it works great in this DB8 buggy. But I find that these Savox servos are very power hungry, and they tend to not want to work. They draw so much current they'll just kill the battery. So in my opinion, that's why I'm not the world's biggest fan of the Savox servos, but they work. I never yeah, you're right. I never charge unattended, and that's the one thing I do like about that Sky RC charger is it asks you all the questions before you ever charge with it, and there's a ton of safeties in it to prevent you from doing something stupid. That being said, you can always hit the override button because it does come with the option for an override, and so you can fuck it up. But that's why I like to use that LiPo bag. I had one of these little 2S LiPos, the small ones, catch on fire on me in the garage, and I kicked it out the door, and I never in a million years could fathom the fact that that thing could make that big a fireball. So I will only charge batteries when I'm sitting here, and if it's not done and I have to go somewhere, I unplug it. It's just not worth it. Yeah, I won't leave a battery charged. I don't even like leaving the nickel metal hydrate ones charged with it when I'm not here. I think the only one that I'm bad for is glow igniters. I'll forget about them. I'll put them on charge, and then I'll come back a day later and be like, ah shit, I left that charge. And the next thing I know, that glow igniter's been on charge for 2 days. I think the Bug 404 had the same thing happen. He had a LiPo battery go nuclear, and I think the biggest thing I've learned from playing with the LiPo batteries is just patience. Like, you can charge them faster than 1 amp, but man, I think you're better off just to charge them at. So if it's a 2,000 milliamp battery, you charge them at 2 amps. If it's 1,000, charge them at 1 amp, so on and so forth. And then that seems to be a safe rule. I made the mistake. I took I think it was a 3S, and I charged it at 4 amps, and it puffed. And then the next thing I know, that's the one that blew up on me. Yeah. So while this stuff is charging, did you guys want a tour of my hobby room that I set up now? It's not much of a tour. It's not a huge room, but it's stacked floor to ceiling, I'll tell you what. Here, Harold says yes, so unplug you here. So I'll start, I guess, there's the closet, so that's the overflow. So all the toolboxes are in there, and then there's some in there, and then this is my bench set up here now, just that you guys were seeing, and then it kind of goes here down to the bottom, there, 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 keep on going. It goes from there down to there. Then there's some more MGTs down there. Goes from there up to there. So I got the paper towel holder from Canadian Tire. It's just magnetic. It just sticks to the backboard. It's actually really handy. So it does a pretty good job. Like, as you see, it just magnetic. Yeah, so it's actually, no, sorry, I got that from Home Depot. It's Husky. So works quite well. It keeps it organized anyway, and keeps the paper towel from rolling around on the bench. And then, like I said, I've put my light up Traxxas and associated one there. So signs that I picked up. Yeah, I've got a few of your rigs here now, Harold, that I've either built from parts or traded or what have you. So I'm probably going to have to thin out my MGT pile eventually, because they're getting a little bit ridiculous. I think I've got 10 MGTs now. Yeah, I got, let me look here. There's one up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10. I feel like it's not egregious, Nitro Pimp, I agree. But they all run, and they're all different models, except for I think I have 3 8.0s. 1, 2, 3. Well, 4 technically, but one doesn't have an 8.0 anymore in it. There's 3 8.0 MGTs that have the 8.0 in it, and then I have the 21, the 28, and the 3.0, the mini. Where did it break, Raw? I've soldered them back together before. They actually, you can do that. Depends where it broke, really. Right between the hollow part. So between the engine mount this way, like across, or this way, so they can splayed out like that. Oh, lengthwise. Yeah, that's probably done. Mine broke one of the screw ears right beside the screw ear. It was cracked. And then I went to Canadian Tire and bought some of those aluminum welding rods, and I just took a torch and melted it in there, and it worked. But screw holes with the engine is floppy. That sucks. You should be able to find one for parts, though. Harold, you got an extra engine mount for parts? You got enough of these things tore apart now. I don't think I have an extra engine mount. I think I got everything else except for an engine mount. Yeah, the 28 is different. It's a little bit, the 28 isn't as wide. The 8.0 one actually is a narrower mount. Just trying to think of where. I'll look around, Raw. If I find one, I'll shoot you a message. I got one that's a little rough that I'd probably sell you as a parts rig if you wanted. Where is that one? No. Oh, it's that one. Yeah, it's got a. I got one with the HPI 5.9 in it that I'd probably let go. I remember there was a time where you didn't even want to run that thing raw. Here, I'll put this down here. I'll grab it just so you see it. Might as well show it to you while we're here. This is the one up here. I actually think this is one of Harold's old rigs that I fixed up. Oh, jeez, oh man. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, it's got the F59 in it. But it started out life as a 28. This one. It's got an 8.0 transmission in it too now. Oh man, was I drunk when I set that gear mesh? Holy. Oh, that's alright. Yeah, this thing is, and it's got wheel extenders on it and everything else. It's got HPI XL wheels and tires on it. It's got an MGT style side exhaust with the MGT pipe. Yeah, it runs. This one runs and drives and everything. So, Raw, you're in Canada, right? If I remember right. Is that, you had problems with that before, Harold? That bearing. Is that the same issue it had before where it was slipping? Ooh, dusty. Oh, the FLM7. Yeah, you had that problem with the XL before. Oh, it was locking up. So it was the opposite problem. Little needles were falling right out of it. I will say, these extenders, I thought these would be the worst thing ever. But they actually make these MGTs even more stable. This thing doesn't roll over at all. Like it'll slide now, it won't roll over. It's with the 1 inch width extensions. So, and this one you can tell it's an 8.0 bumper because it's got the roller. But this is a 4.6 chassis. With an 8.0 transmission in it now, so it's kind of a mixed bag of lunch. But it has the full steel gear transmission in it. So. Yeah, and I rebuilt the transmission in that one because it didn't shift worth a shit. And I kept fighting with that 4.6 transmission until I was like, fuck it. Now it's getting an 8.0 transmission. So the 4.6 transmission is not bad, but it's plastic gearing, so it doesn't hold up as well. Yeah, they are tough rigs, man. I think the only thing I break on a regular basis on an MGT is if you clip a tree or something like that with the wheel, just the corner of the front wheel or something. It'll that steering little bell crank on that steering arm will break, and then the next thing you know you got to replace that. But it's the same as an MGT, not an MGT, the T-Max steering end. So then they're a dime a dozen. Yeah, I've seen your videos, Raw. You don't spare them any, that's for sure. Which is nice to see because that's what they're built for. They are, in my opinion, the best RC in the snow. As long as you can keep your wheel speed up, they are the bomb in the snow. Man, everything is full of dust. Dust, and then anything that was oily is really gross. Harold, did you see that 8.0 that's for sale in Calgary around you? I think the guy's down to like $350 or something now. But it looks rough. Like it's rough. And the guy's like, he wants $350. I'm waiting until he comes down to a more reasonable price. But it's pretty gross. It's got like a 1/4 inch of dust over everything. It's like ran good when parked. Yeah, if it comes down to a decent price, I may pick it up just cause. But oh, one battery's done. Put that one back together. Ooh, that's warm. Hey man, I can appreciate it when somebody just sends them. Somebody, Raw's just stress testing stuff, that's all. They're meant to be used, right? They're not meant to be just sit on a shelf and never used. I run all mine. I find if I tend to sit on one for too long and it sits and sits and sits, I sell it. Well, you get somebody trying to get that off him. Yeah, I don't. He's going to sit on that for a while if he's going to be firm on that price, because that thing needs love, man. Hey, pup. Yeah, if he thinks he's going to get that 350 out of that, as it is, he's going to think again. I have one MGT I affectionately call my parts MGT because I bought it originally for parts. From that fella, he comes online here sometimes, Vinny Mechanical. I bought it in Edmonton when I was up there for work one time, and it was hardly anything of it left of it. And I put it together and I run it, and that thing is a mixed bag of lunch of everything under the sun, and it's probably had a dozen engines in it. And just for trial, like I stick stuff in it, run it for a while, pull the engine out, put it in something else, and it just takes it. Like I tell you what, it's a champ, but I bet you, and I'm not exaggerating, I bet you that thing's had a dozen engines in it. Just because they're so easy to put an engine in and take it out, that they're just such a great test platform. And I still have, like I know I have quite a few in here, and there's still, I think, 8 in the garage. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the living room. So this is what's in here isn't everything. I'm gonna take this one for a run soon. It needs some work, some time run through it, I think. Where did that go? Oh, that was a good shot. Right in the rim. There. There, this one can go back on the shelf for now. I'll put a zip tie on that exhaust later. See how my LiPo's doing. Sounds good. This one again. Hi, Poppy. My dog just coming in there. Hey, sweetie. Hey, John. How's it going, buddy? We're just doing some maintenance from my new RC room. Took second in the Sportsman on Friday. Nice job in the Sportsman. Well done. Well done. Look at you'll be pro before you know it. You won't even need to be an electrician anymore. Hey, you'll be like one of these guys that get paid money just to do this hobby. I know, buddy, I know. You can dream, right? You can dream. This is my DB8 Hot Bodies DB815 John, that I have, that has the SDS in it. I went to take it out last weekend and the battery died on me on initial run, and then so I'm just charging the battery. We did fix the one-way bearing in my AT, and now we're just kind of doing this, and then just checking to see if my puppy wanted to go outside. Yeah, I couldn't even. It's funny because you go to try and show somebody about your RC cars or something, and there was somebody that came along when I was running my stuff, and I was like, here, watch this, and of course it zips across the field, and the fail-safe kicks in, and then the thing goes dead, and I have to walk all the way to the other end of the field to go get it, and then he leaves, and then of course my Serpent buggy doesn't skip a beat for like 5 tanks of fuel straight through. Yeah, you know it. That's how it works. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just charging the battery to put back in this one, and I don't really have a lot of stuff to work on today, other than I just wanted to see how the video quality and everything would be in this room. Now that I've moved from the shop to in here, I know it's a lot easier for you guys to hear me, I'm sure. This has then again, this has the STS engine in it. John, I do recommend these if you ever want to run it. This is the T2821J, I believe, and I'll tell you, it's a beast. It's a torque monster. It runs well. It's basically just I swear to God, it's an OS ripoff. Yeah, like if you pull the internals out and everything else, it looks like an OS. Everything on it, even the carburetor, everything on it is so much like an OS. It's amazing trying to move everything from the shop outside to the shop and to the house in here to get kind of set up in the RC room here, and it's amazing how much stuff I've had scattered through that shop out there to try and bring in here. You'll start working on something, be like, oh shit, I need this. Oh shit, I need that, and then back and forth. Like look at this morning. I was I had to go get I need a zip tie, right? Like today, I need a zip tie. I said, shit, I left those all out there. So the SDS is a Hobeo, the SH based. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've had a lot of SHs, and this thing is definitely. I think it's a Taiwan engine. I don't. Maybe Hobeo, the Hobeo has some say in them, but they are a beast. And when Joe sent this to me, he sent me an extra piston and sleeve and extra head buttons and head shims, and everything else came like a kit. And I think I have an couple extra connecting rods, and so I can afford to beat the tar out of this thing a little bit, and because I got some parts and pieces, but yeah, it's kind of like the Alphas are Taiwanese. I'll tell you that this SDS had to have the worst grammar language in the manual out of anything I've ever gotten. It was brutal. Like they misspelled shit everywhere. They said the wrong thing. It was crazy. Oh, I can believe it, Pimp. But it must have been a bitch to start because these aren't the nicest to get rolling over when they're cold. So that's the STS. They're not a super fancy one. The head's quite nice, and but it's a good engine. And it came with two different head buttons, so you could put a turbo plug in it, or you could put a regular style plug in it, and like a LC3 or whatever. So it's kind of nice. It gives you the option for the either or. I will say I do like these DV8s for the Hot Bodies buggy is actually quite nice in the way that it's got like all the A arms are all boxed in with these like carbon fiber plates and whatnot. So it's at the bottom it kind of looks almost like a Techno. Yeah, they are. They're cheap. I think Joe bought this one for me in a trade, and it was. I think it was literally like under $200. But by the time you get it, Canada shipping and then blah blah blah, it was like I don't know 250, but it still was reasonable. But it's the extras you get with it that makes it worth it. Like you get, like I said, you'll get the piston, you'll get the connecting rod, you'll get extra head buttons and a sleeve and everything else that came as a kit. And so you can run this thing for quite some time. And it was one of the easiest to break in I think I've done for a long time. Nice pimp. Still charging. Yeah, like I said, I bought this. I bought this buggy. I think this was an eBay purchase, and it was okay when I got it. I mean, it needed some work, but it's been pretty decent, really. The engine that it came with was actually that Nova Rossi ProTech, same as the one that you have, John. Um, but it's just tired. It's the same as what you got going on. It won't hold a tune to save its life. I'll just stick that in there just so I can show you what I was talking about. See how the control arms look a lot like the Techno. And then you flip it over, you can see there's like a carbon fiber plate on the tops of these. It's kind of similar to how the Technos are, and this has the quick change engine mount in it as well. So you're you're a brave man with these with the twins. I don't want to. I have tried the twins. I had one and I got rid of it because it was a pain in the ass to tune, get started, and then with my hearing the way it is, I could never hear one engine different from the other. So it was like, ah. So I got mad at it, and I think I got 3 RCs for it in trade. They look cool though. Don't get me wrong. They are a beast, but they are a pain in the ass. Right on, Lancastershire. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. Damn you. I dropped that bolt. I can't grab it with my fat fingers. There. Yeah, exactly, Pim. Well, the only thing I think that's harder to tune is the Sen 77. I think two smaller nitros is easier to tune than one Sen 77. Man, that thing's cranky. John will attest to that. That thing is a crank. Hey, BBT. It's it's kind of like the Harley Davidson of RC cars. It's like as soon as the cloud goes over, it's like, I'm gonna run like shit. Like it's just it's brutal. The only time those things run really good is in the winter. Is the Sen is it likes cold weather, does not like summer. I ran that one that John has. It was like -20, and that was the best it ever ran. And I could get all three gears, and the thing would run like a champ. And then in the summertime, unless you ran it really rich and then let it slobber its guts out, it didn't want to perform very good. Is there anything even more important than that anyway, Pep, though? It's just, if they're cool, it's still, that's the best. You know? The only reason to do anything. To be cool. Mind you, this hobby doesn't scream cool. I got yeah, so like I said, a couple guys jumped in here, but I'll probably look at thinning out a couple of my RCs. Probably maybe if Raw's interested in buying that one MGT, I may look at getting rid of to see if somebody wants to trade anything for a Hyper 7. A Hyper, not 7, 9. I'm looking for a 9. Oh, they sound cool. Okay, don't get me wrong. They do sound super dope. Oh, almost. wait for that LiPo to finish charging. And this, so when I built this bench, this is actually a yoga mat that I put on the top of this, because I found that all the paddock mats are too small, and they were sliding around on this. So this one I could actually trim out the corners and then put some two-sided tape down and actually stick it down. So it worked pretty good. And you can buy these in every color under the sun, like, so it's kind of nice. That way you can put green, blue, red, whatever. I still think that's the coolest name for an RC truck ever, Pimp. The Giga Crusher is just the best name for an RC car on the face of the earth. It's just the best. What's your monster truck name? Giga Crusher. Like, you tell me that's not from the 80s. Like, that is textbook 80s. Right there. Yeah, this one doesn't. This one doesn't have any burns on it. It's got some oil stains and shit on it, which is why I ended up with it. Because my wife was pissed because I used it to build one of my buggies, and she come home with her diff oil stains on it, and she was pretty pissed off. Okay. But anyway, guys, I think I'll call that a day. I gotta kind of get ready and get some other shit done, and I'm hoping to kind of finish this one up, maybe take it out front and test it, make sure that everything's good, and then then I gotta get ready to go back to work for the week. And I just wanted to pop on and do some maintenance and say hey, and kind of been missing you guys, and see how my new RC room pans out. I may look at putting a different angle camera mount over in this corner over here, like so that it holds the phone and points out this way. So be able to see the RC car as well as like my collection, which will be kind of cool. Thanks everybody, and again, I'll try and get back into a little more steady, and then we can still work the wrench on RCs when it's super cold and shitty out, and just sit down and have a good bullshit. So thanks, John. Appreciate the shout there, and you guys all take care, and hope to talk to you soon. And don't forget to tune into John's lives through the week, and we'll see you then. And make sure you check out Pimp's updates as he goes. All right, everybody, have a great one. Later.